communication styles, I absolutely love this graphic. You know, I think this visual representation of how communication styles have evolved, I just feel it is so important to note that, you know, as this slide states, the paradox, and this is truly a paradox, is that while the communication has become less formal, the length of communications have shortened. However, the need for feedback has exponentially increased. And so while older generations may have certainly lived by the adage of, you know, no news is good news, later generations will absolutely interpret that as a lack of feedback as a negative feedback. And as an aside, you know, I think you can look at it and see that, you know, in older generations, when you look at the fact that there was a lot of phone interaction, you know, back in that time, it cost money to call. And so that's part of where that no news is good news came from. Hey, I'm not hearing from somebody, everything must be okay. Whereas when we started to get more instantaneous communications, then, hey, I'm not hearing from somebody, I wonder what's wrong. And you can see where that paradigm shifts. And I think when we look back at the challenges over this past year, you know, I'm involved in a number of groups within Cleveland, and you know, I've chatted with a lot of individuals, and there has just been this full gambit of workplaces when we've talked of where, you know, there have been workplaces where communication has been seamless. There have been workplaces where communication has ceased. And what I have found every time is that the comfort level that people generally display around that has absolutely varied by generations. And this really comes back to, you know, meeting people where they're at. Because, you know, for some, that lack of communication can be absolutely ridden. Like, well, I'm not hearing from anybody. How are things going? And it, you know, and people have been kind of cocooned. So it's very, you know, it can just cause so much angst and anxiety. You know, and as we just mentioned, you know, that lack of feedback, it can certainly be interpreted as a negative, whether it's meant to be or not.